Hi everyone, it's Diana Rankin coming to you for June. Oh goodness, what can we expect in June 2017? Well, it's summer solstice coming up in just a couple of weeks, and that's always pretty exciting, isn't it? It's it's going to be a month of, let's call it excitement, shall we? I'm not sure that's really the word for it, but better than some other words we can come up with. It's going to, there's a lot of psychic energy in the atmosphere right now, in the universe. There's a lot of psychic energy going on, and with all that psychic energy, there's also this very strong male energy around, and so we're going to get some mixed signals in June, because we're going to see this strong male energy, and then we're going to see this strong intuitive psychic energy, and that could create some turmoil, shall we say. So it's going to be a very interesting month. You know, summer solstice, the summertime, that's when we have, that's the fullness of life. That's the fullness of the day. That's when our days stretch and we have the longest hours here in the northern hemisphere. And so it's the summertime. It's that fullness, and it's that time when we come into our full power, which is really exciting as we're coming into our full power. Now, also, again, that's a lot of energy rolling around in the world. But what this means is that untruths will be revealed, or at least brought more to the forefront. We're also going to see unpredictable weather. We're going to see unrest, and a lot of that's going to take place in June. But for us personally, what we want to remember in June is we want to remember, let's continue to hold the world in love. That's going to continue to be so important in June. So important that every day, if I can ask each of you to sit down, if only for 30 seconds, and just imagine divine light pouring in through the top of your head and through your whole being. And then imagine coming out of your heart this beautiful divine light and reaching around to left side of you and right side of you, and then reaching from there around through your cities and your communities, and keep that light going until it reaches the entire planet. That's so important right now. We need that. I can't stress strongly enough how important it is right now to continue to surround our world, our planet, in love. Extremely important right now. Um, with this psychic energy, it's also very important for you to be aware, and that's our word for June, is awareness. Awareness. Just really pay attention. Awareness. Be aware of what's going on around you. Be aware of what's going on within you. Be aware of your life. Awareness. Very important word. That's our big word for the month of June. You know, we have an opportunity when that psychic energy is strong. We have an opportunity to really develop our intuition, and that's going to be asked more and more of us. So it is important that we continue to develop that intuition. It helps with awareness. And any videos I have out there on checking your own intuition, or on my websites below, please use them. Because as souls, we all ask to come in at this time, and that doesn't make it easy. You know, whenever I speak to groups, whether it's 12 or 1200, I will ask the same question often, and that question is, how many of you have it written on your birth certificate that this one shall have an easy life? If so, raise your hand. Well, guess how many people don't raise their hand? It's rare that somebody will raise their hand. You are a bunch of old souls if you're listening to this, my friends. And what I want you to know is you agreed to come into this period of time as a soul to help us make those transitions. into the newer world of greater love and greater humanity for all. And what we're seeing now, and you've heard me say this before, is just the feminine and the energy bouncing up against each other, clashing with each other. And we're trying to do this. We're trying to have cooperation, but we're not there yet. We're still have fist. We still have the fist. And what we want to do is for those fists to open and not overwhelm the other, but to cooperate with the other. So we have the equal balance of the masculine and the feminine. That is what is so necessary. Now, when I say masculine and feminine energy, I'm not necessarily saying male and female, although we do have a tendency as women to put out a little bit more of the feminine energy, and the same as with men, put out a little bit of the more male energy. But the male energy actually is about going out. It's about moving out. It's about logic. The female energy is the nurturing, the loving, the caring, the greater commitment to compassion, the commitment to community. Those are the female energies. Remember, the female energy, as the female body takes in the energy, the male puts it out. So what we want is a marriage of the two, so we have a good connection between the two, neither leaning one way or the other, but connected in equal balance. And that is what we're doing in our world today. We've had leaning this way, we've had leaning this way, now we're doing this. Let's see what Philip has to say. And by the way, if this is your first time at any of my videos, thank you so much for coming. I so appreciate your being here. If for those of you who come back, thank you so much. I appreciate hearing from you. Please do feel free to make comments. I love hearing that these videos give you some insights or help you. But if you're new, this is my spirit guide, Philip, and this is a book that he gave us. And it is a book, an oracle book, so each page has a different wisdom on it. And we like to just kind of flip through in these videos and see where Philip's going to stop us and where he's going to take us. So each page has a different wisdom, so we have to think left page or right page. You ready? All right, here we go. Left page or right page? What are you thinking? Ready? Well, that's where we stop. Let's see what we have. I'm thinking left. Love only knows love. Love only knows love. Love is so important. And I don't mean namby-pamby love. I'm not even talking romantic love, although romantic love can get us there. I'm talking about that deep, deep soul love, that love that comes from the deepest part of ourselves and the highest part of ourselves. I'm talking about the love that is the spiritual love, the love that knows boundaries, the love that holds you responsible for your actions and your words, and at the same time loves you unconditionally. Love only knows love, my friend. This is going to be the month to test that. But if you stay in love and you stay in awareness, you'll get through the month just fine. I just wanted to take a look at the right page because that was kind of nagging at me back there. So let's just see what the right page. All right, here we go. When you want to stop the world and get off, perhaps you should try walking a little faster. When you want to stop the world and get off, perhaps you should start walking a little faster. Well, many times this month, you're going to have to remind yourself to take it a little bit easy. Let's get out and enjoy life. Let's add some fun to the world. And you're going to have to remind yourself to take care of your bodies, to take care of yourself. That's part of the awareness. It starts with taking care of ourselves. It's also about what is going on around us. What is all of this happening? And how can we act and react in our lives to keep ourselves safe, to keep those around us safe? You know, there was a horrible murder in Portland recently. Two young women, one wearing a hijab, so they were being harassed because with a hijab it looked like one was Muslim, and these two young women were being harassed. Three very brave men came to their aid and told the harasser to stop. Unfortunately, two of those heroes lost their lives. So the question is, what responsibility do we have to others? How do we keep ourselves safe while also being there for others? Well, I find when I've been in situations of similar, I don't stop and think about it. I just act. And I don't know that we stop and think. I can tell you in my own life more than once, but this one it comes to mind immediately. It goes back a few years, and by the way, I stand 5'2" and I weigh a little over 100. So I have some. I think I'm 6'4", and big burly 220-pound person, but I'm not. So the truth is, if I come across someone twice my size who's bullying someone else or harming someone else, I should stop and think about, am I going to get hurt in this? But I have found when I've been in those situations, I don't think, I just react. And I have more than once told someone to stop. I don't put my hands on them, but I have a presence that says stop. I'm not advocating that for anyone. I'm not telling you what to do if you're in that situation. I'm not sure I've done the wisest thing out of just reacting. Perhaps we never know what our soul is asking of us, but I do want us to all be aware what's going on around us. Should we act? Should we react? Is there something we can do to stop any harassment that's going on around us and still stay safe ourselves? That's part of the awareness that I'm asking you to pay attention to this month. Love only knows love. Stay in love, my friends, because love only knows love. That doesn't mean we never get angry. That doesn't mean we think everything in the world is hunky-dory. It's not. And we need to work to make those changes, to make life better. But we need to do so through love. Thank you for accepting my love. Thank you for letting me love you. Thank you for loving me. Make June the best you can. Stay safe and live with awareness. Until a few days from today, when we do our weekly meditation, or our weekly messages. Thank you for being with me. Until then.